this review, I'll be checking out the MSXTTLY 2-in-1 wireless CarPlay and Android Auto adapter. This is a very fast 2-in-1 wireless CarPlay and Android Auto adapter that simply converts your wired CarPlay or Android Auto system into a wireless one. Offers smooth frame rates, a fast boot up time. There's a lot to like, so let's quickly check out what's inside the box. Okay, so here's what comes inside the box. You get a happy card and a user manual that tells you how to get connected and how to get the adapter updated. You get the pint-sized adapter itself, a small adhesive pad to attach the adapter to a car interior once you've got it connected to one of the additional cables. You get a female USB-A to USB-A male adapter should this device not fit in your car interior compartment. You also get a USB-C to USB-A if you have a more modern CarPlay port. Looking over the adapter then, it has a very small size or form factor when you compare it to quite a lot of the other wireless adapters. They're all shrinking down, which is nice to see. It comes in this kind of carbon fiber pattern with a mixed CarPlay and Android Auto logo in the middle there. Some sort of gold plating on the USB-A connecting end. It is slightly longer than the other adapter that we've seen recently. There's a status light on the top there, and on the underneath there's some passive cooling holes, and that's pretty much it on this adapter. So if you've got a CarPlay port or Android Auto port in your car, this will convert it Android Auto to Android Auto, CarPlay to wireless CarPlay. So it won't do a conversion. It doesn't really support multi-users either, but it does allow you to have multiple platforms in the car and to connect to the car system wirelessly. If we were to compare it, I'm sure they're not going to like me doing this, but it's very similar in terms of hardware to the recent Somewhere that we reviewed. It's a little bit smaller, got a better design. It's gold plated rather than normal silver plated there or nickel plated, and you can see that the USB side is a slightly longer. So if you have a deeper USB port, then this might help with that, with a better connection, where even though the size is very much the same length, they give you more USB port on the MSXTTLY adapter. It's slightly glossy. Overall, this one is a little bit better to look at, and that gold plating might do something in terms of its connection. It might not, but it's nice to see that it looks a little bit more premium than the other options that are currently out there. Reading their blurb on their Amazon page, it says that the gold plating does significantly boost transmission speeds whilst effectively reducing heat buildup for optimized cooling. The silver version is more a traditional iron material, and the copper is more resistant to oxidation and erosion, so it basically enhances the durability of the adapter as well. But then it refers to gold plating, so is it copper, is it gold? I'm not really quite sure, but it says that the gold plating has a little bit of more luxurious touch. I tend to agree, so it does elevate the whole overall experience once you've purchased this adapter. Then once it's plugged in, you can't really see it, so it's not really that necessary. What's more important is that it potentially could improve cooling and boost the overall connection and power to the adapter as well. Okay, so that's a brief summary of the adapter. Let's get this plugged into the car and see how well this performs. So I'll see you over there. Right, so we're in the Golf and we've got our MSXTTLY adapter here ready to get plugged in. Let's get this connected and see how quickly it boots up. Right, so it's 8 seconds into the main menu. And here you can see basically we're into the main menu interface, ready for the connection. We have our Bluetooth ID here ready to be connected to it. We have our Smartbox ID here ready to get connected. We're going to tap on that and connect to CarPlay. Wow, so that's 10 seconds, very quick, and everything looks nice and sharp and native looking. That is very responsive as well. We've seen this before recently, so it's definitely probably using the same hardware, just different brand and casing. So you can expect the same levels of quality here that we've seen before. So responsiveness, very good, very responsive. Check out some music. So about 2 to 3 second delay on the audio navigation, but that's fine. We've experienced that in the past and that's kind of normal. Wheel controls all seem to work as well, backwards and forwards. Voice held down. Trigger Siri. So Siri works just fine. Do an audio test. Hi, this is Anthony from CarPlayLife.com. This is an audio message using the MSXTTLY 2-in-1 CarPlay adapter. and this is an audio test.
Okay, so that sounds great to me, works well, and there's no gain increase, or it just sounds as it would do coming from my Golf microphone. Audio's resumed as well. Happy days. Let's do a call test. Hello?
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 Solid pass there on the call test there. Very little lag. Happy days. So that's the general functionality of CarPlay. I'd say 10 out of 10. It actually nice and rapid. Its resolution is proper top there, very native, as if you just plugged it in. And its control, feedback and fluidity and smoothness is just like the other recent hardware that we've seen. So it's all probably using the same circuitry inside. Whilst we're connected to CarPlay, we can go to the IP config menu. So here's the IP config menu here. Got the current version, got factory, Wi-Fi bandwidth, audio streaming mode, delayed start and GPS, which is between default and mode 1. I believe mode 1 is GPS pass-through turned on. And we've got a new version available here that's had some bug fixes. You can apply that and get that up to date.
A few moments later.
Okay, problems. Please update firmware. I can't. Okay, problem applying the firmware. I'll give them a bell and see if we can get around this issue.
1 hour later.
So we're back and we got that fixed. We just had to connect to the Wi-Fi and continue the updating. So that's really good that the adapter didn't even break or fall over or brick itself. I was able to continue updating the adapter and now we're back in there again. So where were we? So we're seeing CarPlay works perfectly, looks great, and top marks 10 out of 10 for CarPlay there. So let's just try out Android Auto now and see how well that performs. So we've got a Google Pixel here and we're going to connect to the ID that's located on the display. Here it is here. We're going to tap that, pair, and we're into Android Auto. So everything looks perfectly there. Doesn't look squashed at all, looks pretty native as the other adapter that we've tested. That's very similar. Into the maps here, we've got pinch and zoom. That all works still. We can recenter, we can zoom out, zoom back in. Everything's nice and fast and responsive, almost like it's wired, which is really quite a breakthrough with these newer adapters. Can try out Spotify. And wheel controls. And delay is really quite minimal between tracks, which is quite a trait with Android Auto over CarPlay, about 1 to 2 seconds. So that's really good to see as well. Wheel controls work, call button. Hi Google.
Okay, indeed.
So that works perfectly as well. We can test calling. Hello?
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 That sounds perfect. Really minimal delay. Very happy with that. Solid pass generally for Android Auto as well. 10 out of 10. These are the adapters to get really. The responsiveness is insane, just like it's wired. And I'm overall very happy with this. Now it's basically level pegging with the other adapter that we've seen. It is pretty much the same hardware architecture inside. So it really comes down to customer service as well as its casing or its packaging. And I'd say this one has a bit nicer packaging casing. Got this kind of carbon fiber look rather than this quite cheap plastic look. So personally, that's a bit nicer. You got a bit of gold plating that might do something, but probably doesn't. It's a bit longer, so that might work with USB ports that need it, but we're only talking about 1 to 2 millimeters longer, and overall it is a little bit the same in size generally overall anyway. Let's plug this in again and see how quickly it goes from boot to Android Auto. So that's about 27 seconds. There's no multi-user option or way to cancel the connection like we've seen in another dongle recently. So that is something that this kind of technology and this performance should really look at next, is the multi-user experience. That's something I think that's still yet to be tapped properly and handled better. So we're going to disconnect our Android device here and connect to CarPlay. We're back into CarPlay. I'm going to take the dongle out and I'm going to connect it again, and we're going to time how long it takes to get into CarPlay from boot of the adapter. 16 seconds or 16.19. That's going to be very good in terms of unlocking the car, getting in the car, belting up. By the time you turn that key, if the system powers on already, then chances are you might start seeing CarPlay already on your system running wirelessly. So another great dongle there from MSXTTLY. You can buy this adapter for $75.98 currently on Amazon. There's also an $18 coupon code, which takes the adapter down to just $57. Now, that again is probably level pegging with most other wireless adapters at the moment in terms of price, but in terms of performance, you honestly can't get any better than this, and obviously the previous one that we've looked at as well. They're both using the same hardware. If you can find the other one cheaper, then you're not really going to miss out. If you do look at the dongle in your car interior, it does stick out and you want it to look nice, then this is obviously a little bit better. Its case design is a bit nicer to see, and there's that little extension in the USB as well. It does come with a few additional accessories that the other one doesn't come with, so there's that to look into as well, should you need the extension cable or should you need the USB A to A, female to male extension, should you need that as well. But it's definitely small enough in my Golf sloping interior where the CarPlay port is, it fits in there no problem. So great price, fantastic performance from this adapter, and you've got the 2-in-1 functionality should you be sharing the car with an Android or a CarPlay device. As I said before, the next step I think for these makers would be to address the multi-user support, even if it's just a one-click to press and you've got 2 Bluetooth connection options that both devices can connect to, so you can easily switch between the two. As we have seen in another adapter recently, if they can put that into a performing dongle like this, then this is going to be the next level of wireless CarPlay adapter. But for now, this ticks all the boxes for single user use. So if you're looking for a wireless CarPlay adapter or wireless Android Auto adapter, then check out this one from MSXTTLY. All right, I hope you found this video helpful. If it has, give us a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, let us know down in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them. You can support this channel by sending us a super thanks along with your comment or question. That really helps us out. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.